Hi everyone, it's Tim Wild here. I'm just checking in for a shortish video today to kind of surmise on the energies that have been going on recently and what we can be expecting over the next week or so. Now, since the start of August, we really have had the most incredible run of continual kind of Ascension updates and downloads, and the stuff this is bringing to the surface for many of us is quite inconceivable. I've had scenarios occurring in my own life which are very kind of out of the realms of the ordinary, but also stuff that we all go through at some point in our lives. So the Lionsgate started it all off. It's almost, if we look back, it's almost like sort of the life before and after the Lionsgate, which was the 8th of August onwards. And there was the eclipse at the end of August, and then there was just that brief moment of, like this in September, when the energy just kind of seemed to settle down a little bit, and then our sun started to speak. And this is how I always kind of interpret the energy from our sun, which has been throwing out X flares at and photonic radiation and particles of light at an incredible rate. And I've looked at this previously, and the sun is our driving force for our ascension process. It is quite literally the catalyst that triggers our DNA to kind of go through the upgrades that we're going through. It is what has brought our light quotient to the level that it is at the moment, and all of you listening to this will have a light quotient that is well above 79%, which, and at 79% your ascension process starts. You trigger, your 12 chakra column descends as part of a blueprint, and then you start working from this point outwards. Well, just recently, and with great power and authority, the sun is bringing forth this incredible flow of energy. Now, behind our own physical sun, I always see the great central sun, which is kind of the core of our particular spiritual universe, one that we are living in. And that gives instructions on a daily basis, and has been doing so since time began. And so the great central sun will send these energies out, these instructions, almost like a daily rota. And these are stepped down from the 9th dimensional frequency that the great central sun exists at, through our own 5th dimensional portal, which is our own sun, the beautiful glowing orb that we see in the sky. And then that is sent out to us in whatever way is appropriate at the time. So it's easy to kind of assume at the moment that our ascension process is stepping up a great deal. Now, with this in mind, it's very easy to kind of get bogged down by the things that are occurring in our lives. And this is kind of a pep talk for not just for myself, but for anybody else who's kind of getting bogged down with things at the moment, to retain positive focus. Now, this is a word that's kind of been bounced around on social media a lot. Some people are saying it's burying your head in your sand, or kind of living a life of fluffy unreality. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is using our power to create the reality that we want. And that is something which requires focus, dedication, self-discipline, and all of the other kind of boring things that we don't really want to kind of get into, but we have to now, because we are taking mastery of our own lives. Now, there are circumstances occurring on this planet which need our attention. There are hurricanes building on the coast of America again at the moment. There is stuff that's going down where people really need our light, really need our love, really need every kind of ounce of our positive focus. So now is the time to start using that power that we have, this heightened ability to manifest a reality at a much higher level than we used to be able to. The third dimension that we used to live in was a very restrictive place, and it was created to be so that we could learn and grow and kind of discover what it's like being kind of reduced to 7 chakras and being completely disconnected from everything and everyone around us, including source love. So, you know, we're out of that phase now. We're moving very much into this period of time now where we're building and building on the foundations that we've created for ourselves, and moving into this higher, brighter kind of golden level of consciousness. But there is resistance around us. So what we do is we use our positive intention and our positive focus to collectively to create a wave of positive energy globally whenever we see this happening. Never underestimate your ability to completely have the most profound and positive effect on the world around you. And I'll use an example of this. I mean, back in my friend Diana Cooper, back in her younger years, was living on a Caribbean island with her children, who were then very young at the time, 3 of them. And she was kind of watching with trepidation this very powerful tropical storm that was heading towards her island. So, like most of us did, she prayed, or would do, she prayed, and she sent every single ounce of her light and her energy and her focus towards this storm. And right at the last minute, the storm kind of veered away from the shores of her island where she was living at the time, and became kind of relatively powerless as far as storms go. Now, I'll never forget that story, because I mean, a lot of you might say, well, that could possibly be a coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidences. And she told me afterwards that she received direct confirmation from her guides, from her angels, from her sources of light, that without her focus, without her intention at that particular point in time, that storm would have hit the island and it would have done a lot of damage. Now, that's one person, and we're all extremely powerful. Now, when we gather our intention collectively, when we focus our thoughts positively with intention at a desired target, you will get an outcome as a result of this. So whatever you are looking at, whatever you are focusing on at this time, whatever you are bringing your attention to, that expands as a result of your intention and your focus. Now, since the cosmic moment in 2012, our thought manifestation reality abilities have increased by 2,000%. Okay, now when I kind of say that number to myself, it doesn't really kind of jangle the reality bells. The ability to create our reality has increased so much since in the space of 5 years that it's almost inconceivable. But that's the statistics, that's the numbers I've been given, and from the way that our emotional bodies now respond to the thought processes that we create within them, it's kind of it's self-explanatory, really. It's common sense that we use our abilities to do what we need to do on this planet at the moment. So despite the distractions that are around us, despite the kind of the polarities of social media can either be a very, very positive thing because it fills our souls with love and light, or we can kind of get drawn into reading about things that make us feel angry, make us feel, you know, like we need to do something about it. And what I'm urging you to do is keep your focus positive, because at the moment it is incredibly important that even though we see these things going on around us, to view it objectively, view it from a kind of a higher perspective, and instead of kind of getting drawn into the or bogged down with the energy that is kind of circulating within that scenario, use your intention to create the result that you desire. This is I mean, it's taking it right back to kind of the basics of the reality that we live in, the living by the law of one. The law of one consists of 7 pillars, and we are currently living by those 7 pillars once again: grace, intention, manifestation, karma, responsibility, and unconditional love. If you put those pillars together, you get the law of one, which is the 7th pillar in itself. So intention and manifestation at the moment are very, very prominent. We're all being tested on our ability to create our own realities, and it's something that we need to be vigilant with, particularly in these times. So at the moment we're heading towards this wonderful autumn equinox. I mean, as you can see, I'm in my autumn jumper. It's autumn in England. I'm taking a wet bum for the team at the moment because I sat down on the seat outside this morning. It's covered in all the lovely dew that's all over the grass and everything, and it's that time of year. So the evenings are drawing in, and the nights are getting longer, and on Friday we have the autumn equinox, which is a very powerful kind of, it's that balance, it's that point between is equal light and equal dark. So make your choices very, very wisely as to where your intention is flowing. This is what the equinoxes do. They provide that gateway, or that pathway of where we are intending to send our energies to, what we are intending to focus on, using our power and using our light objectively, rather than kind of just, you know, whatever our minds are kind of dragging ourselves to, with no discipline attached to it in any way, shape or form. So, you know, the next 3 days there, we're building this energy, we're building this vibration, and on Friday we get the balance. Particularly, you know, I'm talking from the point of view, I'm in England, I'm in southern England, so I'm running on Greenwich Mean Time, and there's the collective, the balance of it, or the reflection of it, occurs planet wide as well. So that's our target date at the moment, which is the 22nd of September, Friday. We've got the equinox. Now there's kind of news or kind of mutterings on social media that there's going to be something occurring on the 23rd of September. I'm sure some of you may have seen this. We are creating our own reality at the moment. We are in charge of this, okay? There's nobody that's kind of going to bring down, you know, something which is out of our control. Everything on this planet at the moment is being extremely well coordinated, but it requires our assistance. We really need to be pulling together as a collective and bringing this network of light into a real solid, tangible format. And we're doing a fantastic job and have been doing so, but at the moment obviously things are rolling out faster and faster on a daily basis. And when I was in Finland, I mean, I've just come back from Finland recently, things have been moving very, very fast for me with one thing and another. I've had turmoil in my personal life, and for one reason or another. Hello, crows. And I had the joy of teaching for 2 days in Vaskala in Finland, which was absolutely lovely. I can't wait to go back there. I love the place. And on the second day we were working on the Atlantean template that all of us are manifesting for our ascension process at the moment. But one of the exercises that I did with the class, with the group, was to collectively open our hearts as a group, you know, and with our intention and our focus, reach our hearts up to the cosmic heart at Venus, which is the 9th dimensional portal, and unlock the pink dragons of love there. Now this is something that was it was a rolling meditation. It came to me as we were going along. So the pink dragons of love, they were swirling down from the cosmic heart of Venus, and we decided collectively to send the dragons to the hurricane that was it was kind of waiting off the coast of America at the time. And very shortly afterwards, that particular the particular wave of the hurricane, it died down and it abated slightly. But obviously this is an ongoing thing. This is an ongoing scenario out there. So whenever you hear the news on social media, whether you see it on the TV, I don't watch a lot of TV myself nowadays, but wherever you hear the news or see the news, make sure that when you do so, you are pointing your very powerful third eye at the result, a positive result for this planet, bringing in the light, bringing in the love, making sure that this is a balanced and a smooth transition for us all at this particular point in time. And we will achieve what we need to achieve. It's a beautiful reality that we live in if we choose to live in that reality in our whole self and the fullness of our existence. And I hope you're all enjoying your week at the moment. It's whatever challenges are being presented to you, challenges are always met at the end of it with beautiful end results and a sense of achievement and progress. It's all about progress at the moment. So I'm sending you all my love. I'm back in action again, as much as I can be. So if you've got any questions for me, send them please to me at Tim Wild Practical Ascension. That is my Facebook page. That is the page, or that is the form that I operate from the most. If you have any questions or you want to get in contact with me, if there's anything that I've spoken about this morning which you want to know more about or talk to me about, message me and I will get back to you. And lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.